Oh yeah, look who's back at the Blind Frog Ranch outpost. Carl the Crusher's here. We're gonna go into the Blind Frog Ranch outpost. It's gonna look totally different this time than last time. We are in the outpost. We're gonna go to the actual Blind Frog Ranch at a later point, but I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to film there. A whole bunch of the live streaming event is going to be going on right here inside the camera crew, and everything is all getting set up, and the panel is going to be sitting over here for the UFO Disclosure Symposium. And then I have like just a few minutes to get ready. There's nothing in here right now, and I have to set up this little empty office to be able to do some interviews as well, so we'll see. It's going to be crazy. And boom, just like that, I have my whole studio set up here in the Blind Frog Ranch outpost. So now when people come in the door, they can come over here and get interviewed by me. I've got an iPad playing my videos, my microphone, my webcam. I've got a banner here, my flag up here. I've got my whole kind of set up, and this is where I'm going to be doing the recording. So yeah. Holy smokes, look at this place now. Look who it is. It's Chris Lido over there. Oh, look, he's hiding. He's getting ready to launch a balloon up into space with a bunch of cool scientific equipment in here, but it's starting to shape up in here. Look at it.
Do you want to go call in from maybe the next room over? Because if you call in this room, it's going to hear yourself and it's going to join the meeting from on your phone or something, and then we'll see if you can hear me and if I can hear you. And if that's the case, then we'll be in a decent spot.
Charlie, come on. I gotta say, I love how Paul explained the whole world has an email address at some point from somewhere.
But it feels old, right? Email feels old, doesn't it? Yeah, because now you go to your email and
This is for my YouTube channel now. This is a personal one.
Hit compose.
Well, the people who saw the value in it, the people who saw the value in it are the billionaires of today. You know, like they're the AT&Ts. They are. Look at us. We've got people in Germany. We've got people in Utah. You got people in Los Angeles, and we're all coming together and doing balloon launches. You know, like
Going to space.
Welcome to the UFO Disclosure Symposium. I'm Carl the Crusher, and we have a VIP here who has an experience with UFOs or something we're going to talk about here. So we're really excited. So tell everybody your name, first of all.
I am Nicole, otherwise known as Mystic Lacey.
Mystic Lacey.
Mystic Lacey.
Right.
Yep, 13. That's my handle.
So you're an experiencer. So how old were you and where were you at when you had your encounter?
My very first was when I was 7 or 8. And I was in an apartment building and sleeping in my mom's waterbed. And I stuffed myself. I was taking a nap. I stuffed myself between the waterbed and the wooden part of the waterbed. And because it's cool.
Right.
But I was frozen while I was sleeping. I couldn't move.
Was it like a sleep paralysis type
I'm
thing?
guessing that. That's the only thing that makes sense when I
Right.
was little. And then looked up and saw a huge orb, probably the size of a big watermelon, pulsating
In your room?
in the back corner. And I just stared at it like it was normal for, I don't know how long. I can't really judge that, but essentially it was enough time to know that it wasn't right, that I was just okay staring at this thing.
So
and came out unfinished with my nap and didn't say anything, like it was normal.
Did you notice it move around? Did it interact with
Literally
you?
just pulsing, just like I was supposed to see it. Yeah.
So has this coincided with any other incidents, like where you felt like to go outside or see anything in the sky, or have you had any other?
Honestly, the feeling that I felt when my initial gut was that it was just something meant for me. It was like a gift. You're just supposed to see this, and there's nothing from it.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's all I get. So when I experienced anything else, no, there's no other connection. But at the same time, it kind of helps me see that made that possible, which makes this possible.
Right.
Ultimately. Yeah.
Interesting. Did it have any other effects? Do you feel like, did you have any strange dreams or any kind of paranormal stuff? Sometimes when you have encounters like that, there's other stuff later on.
And it made sense. Yeah.
It started to make more sense.
Yeah.
But you say this is more like a positive experience for you. Like, it was something just for you to
Yeah,
experience?
it didn't scare me. I was absolutely comfortable, and it felt natural. That was the whole point. It
Really?
was very it purposely felt calming. Like I should have been, and I do get scared when I would feel something unfamiliar like that, but I didn't.
Really?
That was the biggest part that came from it, that I got from it, was how unfreaked out I was and unbothered I was when I went to my mom and said, I'm done with my nap. Nothing happened.
Right. Like you didn't even tell the story or
Exactly.
anything?
And I have type O negative blood. And with that being said, there's
Me too, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
All my other
I wonder if there's a
There
common
is.
thing there.
100%. With that being said, the other experiences, every time it made me feel more comfortable, more familiar. Like it was the breaking of the ice, I guess.
Yeah.
When I was little.
Yeah. That's interesting. So now you had that whole experience and it made you really curious to try and understand it, I guess. And fast forward, now you're here at the UFO Disclosure Symposium. So
And I had my conclusion dream at, I'm guessing 19.
Really?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Wow.
To the point where I wanted to develop like a comic book series from it. Just
Really?
yes, that would take way too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like evolved like into your whole, like a part of your life and everything.
I'm a healer on this earth for a freaking reason.
Nice.
I know that. And all these gifts that I've come into finding out, I'm able to tap into them. And I'm meant to vibrationally lift this planet. There's no way that anybody can convince me otherwise, because anything, I'm meant to energetically lift it up.
Yeah. I feel like everybody involved in the symposium kind of has a story of weird coincidences or synchronicity that's kind of brought them to this point to come to the symposium and everything. And so with that being said, with everybody that's here and all the UFO footage that's going to get presented and everything, I'm going to be presenting on Saturday. What are you like really excited about and looking forward to coming out in the next couple of days here?
About the launch, which was really great. I've never seen a balloon before, so that was good and real. But honestly, the tour, I'm really excited about that. Get my hands in the dirt and touch it. And I got a bathing suit, and I'm going to go for a dip.
You're going to go on the Blind Frog Ranch tour, right?
Yeah. On the tour. I'm so excited.
That's really cool.
And it's going to be on my birthday.
Really?
Yes.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah.
are you going tomorrow or next day?
Yeah.
Well, good.
I think but she organized it just now. So
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing your experience. I hope you have a great time here at the symposium and at the outpost, and especially on your tour. Thank you so much.
So much.
I'm joined with Doug. And Doug, you're here at the symposium. Where are you hailing from, Doug?
I'm from Tempe, Arizona.
Tempe, Arizona. Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes on down in Arizona. So are you an experiencer of UFOs or the strangeness yourself?
No, I'm not personally, but there's so much evidence around. You just cannot walk away from it.
Yeah. So what brings you from Tempe, Arizona, all the way up here to the Uinta Basin? Is it that this is sort of like a central hub point of all this kind of activity?
I believe that now. I met Dwayne Ollinger at the last UFO conference in Laughlin, Nevada, and he invited everybody up to come. And after the conference, I came, and I had an experience in the healing pond.
Okay.
I had a couple of old 60-year-old football injuries, and when I came up, I couldn't lift my elbows much higher than this. And after I went into the pond, the pain was less. I was in physical therapy, and I was telling my therapist, "You're missing the boat on frequencies and vibrations."
Yeah.
And I gave him a little background on why I went to the pond, and then he started to see how I could lift my shoulders better. And we went into the therapy, and he said, "There's no 70-year-old I've ever worked on that compares with how you're responding to treatment." And in fact, he has an invitation to come up and experience all this stuff. So this is my third trip here, and I expect to be swimming in the pond while I'm here, and I'm going to spend some time barefoot up there because there's so much energy coming from the ground, and it feels good to be out there.
I agree.
Yeah? And you wouldn't know. I don't look bad for a guy who's 22.
No, you don't at all. Yeah. A couple more dips in the pond, right? So you got to go on a tour when you came up here up to the ranch. And did you go up there with Dwayne, or did you do the tour through the outpost?
I'm scheduled for the outpost tour on Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah, but no, when I went up there before, there was no tour.
Right. Okay. So you got special access up there before it was even the whole thing. So you got to go in the ponds and soak in there, and you felt the actual energetic shift in your body. So
yes, I did, and it has me tuned into the frequencies and vibrations right now. So much so, I purchased a Spooky 2 frequency generator.
Yeah.
And I'm treating myself, even remotely, applying quantum physics to the whole program.
Yeah.
And I'm doing fantastic.
That's great.
And having a ball doing it.
That's amazing. I think there's so much going on at the symposium today here at the Blind Frog Ranch Outpost. We just launched a balloon up into the stratosphere with sensory equipment, and there's a whole bunch of scientists and researchers that are presenting at that symposium, plus 4 new pieces of UFO footage are going to be revealed as well. So over the next couple of days, are you going to be here for the rest of the symposium and the event? And what are you most looking forward to?
Yes, I'm going to be here for the entire tour plus a few days. And there's probably too many people around to have that, but I'm looking forward to actually having a sighting. And I'm not talking about a star in the sky. I'm talking about a sighting.
Okay. Well, I think that could be in line. You know, me and Michelle Miners and a few others, we set a really positive intention on this symposium that with everybody up here that came to the event, especially VIPs, that they would feel intuitively drawn to come here, and that maybe that it would initiate some kind of a manifestation or a witnessing event where maybe something will appear. So maybe you're the one tonight or the next few nights out on one of your adventures to capture something.
Well, I'm going to be aware of it, sensitive of it. And one of the things I've learned about this adventure into the ET world is awareness and consciousness. You have those things, you start seeing what's going on around us.
Yeah.
And it's fun too.
I agree, definitely. Well, I appreciate you coming in here and getting your VIP passes. We're going to be seeing you around at the rock concert, at the late night shows, all the presentations, and then going back up on Monday to Blind Frog Ranch to get your shoulder rotating even more, maybe doing the whole splits or a cartwheel. You never know. You might be hiking all over that mountain by the time you're done here.
Now you're talking.
There we go.
Thanks for
well, hey, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You guys know Charlie Boy? Come on up here, Charlie. Obviously, finished a favorite. Here's Charlie. Charlie is head of security out of Blind Frog Ranch, which, as you guys all know, is a task.
Well, I'm here with Melinda at the UFO Disclosure Symposium, and we're at the Blind Frog Ranch Outpost. And Melinda is finally brave enough to share one of her personal experiences. So you are an experiencer. Is that with seeing a UFO, or like what happened?
I actually spoke at the Laughlin conference last year.
Oh, okay.
I'm an experiencer. Like, I got drug into speaking because I've seen UFOs. Different types. I've seen Bigfoot on several occasions. I used to live in southeast Oklahoma, and there's a lot of UFO and Bigfoot activity in the Ouachita Mountains.
Oh, wow.
And so had a lot of experiences there. And then just a lot of other things. I've had a near-death experience. I died. Actually, it's been 9 years today. It's
really
weird. It's May 27th, 2013.
To the day?
To the day.
Oh, wow.
I was thinking about that yesterday because I was telling somebody, and I was like, yeah, to the day.
Does that make you feel a little bit strange being here with this whole event, everything going on? And it's
yeah, because I really hadn't thought about it.
Yeah.
But it's like 9 years to the day. So, yeah.
But did you grow up with kind of like different life experiences and sightings and seeing UFOs? Or when do you feel like did that start happening after your near-death experiences? I'm just really curious.
My first UFO was in 1984. Before that, I was busy with medical school. I'm a retired pediatrician, so I can talk about this stuff now without fear. And so I was busy with life and medical school and, marriage and all that kind of stuff. So I really wasn't pursuing it. And then my husband and I saw a diamond-shaped UFO in near Wewoka Lake, Oklahoma. And it was huge. It was massive. It was almost silent, except a very low kind of a hum. And I mean, I don't know how tall.
So wait, were you like in bed at night, or was it like in the
No,
daytime?
we were
Did it come out of the water? Like, I need more details here.
So we were driving back. We were both in night class taking photography. And we were driving back from a night class, and he was taking a road that I asked him not to take because it's super bumpy, and all of a sudden it gets all bumpy, and so it wakes me up because I'm trying to sleep because I need to sleep get up and work the next morning. And so he says, "Well, I've got to go on this road. Look at that. What is that?" And it looked like a bright stadium lights where there's no light out there. I mean, this is in the country. There's nothing out there. And so we went over to it and parked, and it was over the river, over the Wewoka River, and we were on the road next to the river. So it's about a quarter mile away.
Wow.
And it just slowly just drifted over the top of us. So we're like looking up at this.
And it just looked like a big triangular
it was
wedge or a
diamond.
pyramid.
It was like,
a diamond.
It was like a diamond. It was like a manta ray with the wings down. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It was weird. There was a subtle, and then there were 4 bright
Like it
lights
had a
on
tilt coming down on the wing shape.
It's like there were 2 triangles together, and then they were
Oh,
like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like a manta ray.
Like they were folded in the middle, sort of. Like a paper airplane sort of would fold. Like, okay.
I've
weird.
only recently found anything about that, and there's actually a U.S. patent that if you look,
really?
there's a U.S. patent that was filed on behalf of the Secretary of the Navy on behalf of the U.S. government.
Huh.
You can actually look up the patent number. I'll give it to you if you want. It's fascinating, but it has both the diamond-shaped one and then some triangular-shaped ones. And the triangular-shaped ones are the ones I saw from about, I'd say my first one was about 2004 to 2012.
Yeah.
In the Ouachita Mountains of southeast Oklahoma near Tallahena.
Wow.
So I saw those probably at least more than a dozen times. I think they're military, but they're silent. They're low.
Is there any kind of like a base or indication that they're, or does it just seem like strange?
I've Google mapped everything.
Really? There's nothing there.
Except Mena, Arkansas is nearby. You know Mena, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't see anything.
Arkansas in general, right? Who knows?
So anyway, but I don't know. So I've seen a lot of things. I've had a lot of things happen to me. I've been told I'm a super experiencer, which I think is stupid, but life happens and you want answers. You want answers and there are no answers, and our government's not giving us answers. And so, so I come to places like this to talk to like-minded people that aren't going to ridicule you. And,
well, you're among friends. I've got Bigfoot stuff all over my desk here, and I'm an experiencer too. I've had encounters like that I don't know if they were like a Bigfoot or shadow figure or something, and then seeing orbs of light right after that experience, and just even trying to wrap my head around it has wound me up right here too, trying to get answers. And so now we're here at the UFO Disclosure Symposium, and they're releasing 4 new pieces of footage that haven't been released yet, plus a whole lot else. So the next couple of days, you're going to be here for the whole symposium, and you're excited. What are you most excited about or looking forward to? Is it the reveal of the footage, or is there anything?
Footage is part of it, but I'm also excited there's scientists here that, because I consider myself a scientist. And so, you have that skeptical, I need proof. But when you have some proof of your own, then you just want answers.
Yeah.
So, and it's beautiful here. I came a couple days early, so I visited the Dinosaur National Monument.
Yeah.
And I went up to the McConkey Ranch and saw the petroglyphs this morning, and it's been a wonderful trip. It's beautiful here in Vernal.
Have you got to do the Blind Frog Ranch tour yet?
Yes,
or when
yesterday.
You got to do that?
I had a weird thing happen.
Really? Everybody has. Everybody has.
I've got a video that it's like suddenly the screen gets warped and there's like a ripple effect.
You're the 4th person today to tell me that they've gone on their tour and either their footage got garbled or their pictures got blank.
It has a really loud noise with it.
I just had somebody come in here and they were sick from going up there, and we sat in here and did meditation to try and calm down. Like everybody is having strange experiences on their trip.
Despite the weirdness, I loved it. It was
amazing.
great. It was a great experience. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So you already got to go on the tour. You've got all the scientists and everybody going to be presenting, and
I've watched the Blind Frog Ranch series, so I have that to look forward to.
So you got all those seasons to catch up on. So that's awesome. Well, it's so awesome to hear your experiences, and maybe we'll get to talk some more in the future and everything, because you've had a lot of them. You're a super experiencers. We didn't even get to hear about their Bigfoot sighting and all that, but we'll have to do that again. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Outside, and we got to watch those craft while we were trying to figure out what was.
And I know there's not just going on, but the craft the ships that I've seen, I would be surprised. And it gives me hope to say this. But
We're back here at the Blind Frog Ranch outpost for the UFO Disclosure Symposium. And we have another VIP experiencer here. And you say you've seen a UFO or something.
Yes.
How long ago did this happen? Was this in your youth or recent?
No, it was probably 20, 25 years ago.
Oh, really? Was it in the basin here?
No,
or-
it was in Phoenix. Actually, it's Phoenix Sky Harbor. We're at work. We're out on our break, and I saw a round orb up in the sky, metallic colored, and it looked like it had like vents on it, but it just stayed right there. I lined it up with a telephone pole, and it didn't even move.
Really?
And it just stayed there. We were there for like 15, 20 minutes, and we had to go back to work. So we went back, and I didn't see it leave, so I don't know how it went. But people called in and asked about it. Well, it was a weather balloon. Well, it was a crystal blue sky out there, and there was no balloon attached to it.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything attached from the bottom, to the ground, because I've seen those before out there, they for advertisements and stuff. But this one had nothing on it.
Weird.
There's just stayed right there. I wish I could have stayed longer to watch it leave, to see what happened to it. But it's right north of the airport, and it's right in the traffic. It was high enough to be in the traffic pattern on the north side, so planes could take off and land. But anybody coming north would have to see it.
So how many people were with you? Look, so you just on break and just
Yeah.
happened to step outside and look up?
Well,
or-
we had to go across the street for do some things, and it was about break time anyways. And so it was about four or five of us were out there watching it, just staring at it and trying to figure out what it was.
Huh.
And that was it.
You could see it in the. Was there any clouds in the sky?
No.
You could no.
crystal blue sky.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like kind of like gray metallic colored, and it was an orb. It's round, and you could see it real easy.
Really?
It wasn't like a little dot in the sky. You could see it, and like I said, it looked like it had like vents or something on the side opened up or something, just sitting there, and it was like, wow, that's UFO to me, because I sure don't know what the heck it is.
Weird.
But I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Did it seem like, is there anything in the area that would indicate like a military base or ancient location or weird factory or nuclear site or anything like that? Or is it just like in a strange random sighting?
I don't know if they had Palo Verde was probably built about that time, and that was Sky Harbor Airport, and at the time the East Valley had Williams Air Force Base, a training base, and the West Valley had Luke Air Force Base, a training base, and they also had Indians lived along the bank of it, because that was the Salt River that used to flow years ago, and that was just we're just north of that, and so they were there, and there's a museum for them. Sorry, I can't think of the name of the Indian tribe, but other than that, that's just nothing, just pretty normal. Yeah.
Interesting. So fast forward from your experience in that sighting to now, and you're here at the UFO Disclosure Symposium, and they're getting ready to release 4 new pieces of UFO footage and a bunch of other presentations over the next couple of days. So what is it that you feel like brought you up here into the basin for the symposium that you're the most excited about?
Oh, I don't know. It'd be nice to know if they really did have disclosure, but I'm just up for having a good time.
Yeah.
I wanted to go up to Blind Frog Ranch, and so that worked out. Everything just worked out to come up here and do everything.
Cool. Have you got to go on that Blind
Yes,
Frog tour?
Did that this morning.
Nice.
Yes.
How did that go for you?
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was just telling somebody, I got back and I went into the shower, and usually after I walk around for a while, my back is sore, my knee is sore, and I had absolutely no pain at all.
Yeah.
And I was tracing up and down the hills out there and stuff, and usually I would have trouble doing that, and I had no trouble going up and down those hills or anything else.
Yeah.
So I thought, I didn't think about it till I got home, and it was like, wow, that was nice.
I interviewed another gentleman who said that he went up there and actually got in the water, and that he couldn't even lift his shoulders or elbows up above here. And then by the time he was in here, he's lifting his arms clear above his head, and he's like, I feel amazing. And I've been hearing those stories, and that's kind of what Dwayne says.
If it wasn't so cold, I would have done it.
Yeah, it's still a little early in the
Yes.
year, right? Yeah. I think he was telling me a story about when he was up here before. He happens to be a friend of Dwayne's, but that's pretty amazing that you had a whole experience. And welcome to the symposium. And
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy the weekend. Thanks,
I
David.
most certainly will.
Thank you.
It's better
Appreciate
than
it.
working.
It definitely
Thank
is,
you.
right? You'll have a fun time. That's actually really cool. Here we go. It is day 2 of the UFO Disclosure Symposium, and I actually have my own booth today, so I got it all set up. There's Liz right now. So we're getting everything set up. Everybody's gonna come in here and set up their booths. It's really early in the morning, and pretty soon this entire place is going to be packed with VIPs and people presenting. There's a whole bunch of really cool keynote speakers and a bunch of other people coming. Hopefully I'm gonna get to talk to all of them. It's gonna be a really busy day, but I did get my booth set up. Check it out. There it is. I got my flag all hung up. That's pretty cool. The back is so tall, there's like no way to hang up the flag behind me. That's okay. It looks really awesome. I got my Bigfoot plaster cast. I got all the cool stuff from my office. I set it up with the reindeer hide from Norway. I got an iPad here that's playing all my YouTube videos, which is crazy because I put all my petroglyph hunting videos back to back, and there's over 8 hours of it. All right, I'm here with Terry, and Terry is here at the UFO Disclosure Symposium. Just went on a tour of Blind Frog Ranch the other day and had kind of an amazing experience, and has had a whole crazy experience over the course of this entire weekend. And so he's a VIP here at the event, and I wanted to ask you about that, Terry. So tell us about your experience. What's been going on, man?
Well, when we went out to the ranch, I kind of knew something was a little off as soon as we turned off the main highway. I actually considered telling Stinger, stop the van, let me out here. But we continued in. By the time I got back to the ranch, I was soaked, just drenched. And by the time we made it back to town, my brain was scrambled. I felt like I had tinnitus turned up to about 150 decibels. My head was splitting. But fortunately enough, we had some good help here. As it turned out, I drug back a lot of things from the ranch. Fortunate enough for the people who were with me on the tour that everything stuck to me and not to them. The other reason I believe that happened is because I come from this area and I was familiar with what was happening to me. So rather than going to a hospital, I sought out the help that I needed. Good old Crusher here put me back into alignment. We have another wonderful gentleman here by the name of Cactus Jack, who did a casting for me. And getting a few of the things that I was lacking back on track again and feeling great.
Yeah.
But it was a day. I was rode hard, put away wet pretty well.
Yeah. So yeah, he came into the Blind Frog Ranch outpost, and we were hanging there getting ready to launch the balloon for the research project for Chris Lito's thing, and all of a sudden he comes crawling in the front door, sweating, pale as a ghost, confused.
Should be telling me about the shift.
You know, yeah. So I pull him in the office, and I'm like, "Hey, Jared, how are you doing, man?" And he like couldn't even form a sentence or anything, all just like scrambled. So yeah.
Well, there was something else that happened to me
during
that day that I don't think any of us have been able to put our finger on yet. I know it's going to sound strange, but it was not for any nefarious reason at all. I had a slug, a bullet stuck. It's been in my chest for 15 years in the same spot. It moved. It moved a good 7 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. From one side of my chest, it was right here, right here. For 15 years, you can still feel the hole that it rested in. It's here now. Here, all the way over here. No redness, no edema, no swelling, no pain. I wasn't aware of it.
Yes.
And none of us can kind of figure out how it happened. I mean, I've heard a couple of good reasons why it may, what may be the result of it.
Different theories,
but besides that, we're just another puzzle of the Blind Frog Ranch, I guess.
Right, yeah. It's so fascinating. Yeah. So you've been up here the whole weekend. It's Sunday
we've been here
now.
the whole weekend. This place has been like grabbing onto a fire hose and trying to take a drink. This has just been awesome. Probably the most epic weekend that I've ever had. I've met wonderful people. Everyone here is in it for their heart. they're not in it for their pocketbook, they're in it for their heart, and it shows. But the one thing that I've noticed here is you have some OGs here, but we've got a lot of new people here, a lot of people that's been in it for 4 years or less.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are being brought into it kicking and screaming, and that's why you have people like me and you.
Yep.
We like to be the UFO doctors that help people, bring them back down to earth, get them grounded, and help them understand what's going on here. And that's why you're so valuable.
Thanks. Well, you too, man.
A little bit.
Yeah, you too. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience and everything over the weekend.
It's been
awesome.
And next time, come.
Yeah.
Next year, it'll be here. You need to be here too.
Come and hang out. We'll see how much your life has changed since now, right? Who knows? Maybe you're on a parallel reality.
Whole new direction.
Whole new direction. Look at this band of misfits and troublemakers rolling in this morning, bright and early. Ellen Marzulli, Paul Heineck, Steph, everybody's here. What's up? Good morning. I'm here with Lynn and David, and this is really cool because they're the first people ever to get married up at Blind Frog Ranch, and it just happened today?
It did.
Just happened today. How did that happen? Tell us the story.
I don't even know how it happened, to be honest. We were at the pool, which is like the healing waters at Blind Frog Ranch, for anybody that doesn't know. And I just come out of it, and I was talking to Stinger, who was our tour guide, and he was like, yeah, we've got some time to go, we can do whatever. And I was like, whatever you say, huh? So we were supposed to get married tomorrow, and it was going to be very small, and everybody who was going was there anyway. And I was like, well, what if we just did a little quick wedding?
Wait, like, so how did you do it? Who conducted the wedding? Like, how impromptu?
Chris.
Akashi Chris. Really? That's so amazing.
She was going to be our officiant anyway. She was already there. Yep. So we were just like, Chris, what would you feel like?
So tell us what the setting was and how, like, were you at the energy zone, or where were you guys?
We were at the pool. We were literally in the pool when we were in the water at the time. It's beautiful.
No, just waiting in it, soaking up the vibe. So it's beautiful out there. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it just struck us, and seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then it was actually pretty perfect.
That's really awesome. So where are you guys from? Are you guys from around here or locals?
No.
We're the other side of the country. So I'm from Ohio originally.
I'm in Massachusetts. He kind of goes back and forth between
I go
the two
back and
places,
forth currently. Yeah. So we're going to rectify that eventually.
Yeah.
But, better get working on that.
He's in Massachusetts a lot of the time. Most of the time, I'd say, at this point. Yeah.
So
that is so awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys were going to get married tomorrow. Do you plan the whole trip around this whole symposium and the tour and all that?
Well, we originally were coming here because I lived in Utah before. My dad was in the military, and when I heard it was here in Utah, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't been back to Utah in about 30 years.
Yeah.
I've never been here. So,
really?
Yeah.
So then we were like, well, maybe while we're there, we'll just get married. So, yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah.
That is so cool. It's such a magical spot to do it in a rural place. So you guys have been fans of the show and everything,
Yeah.
but we're also here for the whole symposium, and it's been like surprisingly awesome. With all this stuff. So are you guys into here for Blind Frog Ranch or for UFOs, the whole thing?
Both, yeah.
Are you guys experiencers yourself?
I am.
You are?
I am, yes.
Do you mind telling us a little bit?
It's a lot, though.
Is it a lot?
There's an episode on my channel.
Oh, is it? Well, tell us about your channel, and then maybe they can go check
it's
it
called
out.
Rebellious Ufology, and there is a whole episode about my experiences. I think I just called it My Experiences. It was a very creative title. But yeah, I have like MK Ultra type experiences. And,
Really?
yes.
Wow.
A little secret space program thrown in there, some reptilians. Yeah.
Okay.
All the like crazy ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not awesome for you.
No,
We'll
that's
have to-
fine. I don't mind.
So we'll put the links down below so you can go check out the channel, and everybody wish them congratulations because they just got married up at Blind Frog Ranch. So amazing. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you so much, bro.
Or something else, a technological relic from another civilization. So let's just find out, instead of assuming that we know the answer in advance.
Engagement. Okay, what happens here?
We're already
How
rolling.
Does this work?
It's already
It's
working.
already rolling? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
This
Are
is
you so
Akashi
excited
Chris.
to be here? Akashi Chris from Mind Forked. It's my channel. And I got to go to Blind Frog Ranch today.
You did, and you officiated over the
I
marriage.
officiated a wedding. when I told my friends I'm gonna go to Utah, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and by the way, I'm also officiating a wedding, they were like, "You're crazy," because they're mainstream. So yeah, so I'm glad to have time here with people that I can talk to that won't look at me like I'm a wackadoodle.
We're all misfits here.
Like, I love it.
We
We're
fit
like
in
an island
perfect.
of awesome, like cool. The energy, I don't know about you, but the energy here has been insane. I mean,
So good.
everybody's been positive, and it's like we're just getting something back
Yeah.
that I think we've been missing.
I
And
think so,
it just
too.
feels really, really good. The conversations have been great. We're going to be live streaming.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. When is that going?
In a, right
Here in a
after
minute?
we're done,
Right-
yeah,
oh,
we're
we're gonna
gonna
live-
start like
Oh,
streaming
right
different
on.
channels because we're gonna go on Mindfork for a little while on live stream. We're gonna go on Rebellious Ufology and on Alien Good. And we've been updating them every day because
Yeah.
we got the chatters that wanted to be part of this, and they really helped support us to get here.
That's
so we
awesome.
said, you know what, we're gonna take you with us as much as we can, and that's what we've done. And man, that wedding at that pool, feeling the energy
Yeah.
from the actual water you could feel it from the ground. We were
You can.
meditating
Yeah.
before it happened. That's when they decided to do it.
Did you notice, like, well, I don't know if you went under the water because it's
No.
really cold.
Oh
If
my
you
God,
if
it's
you
so
float
cold.
with your head under the water and it gets really quiet, it's like, I don't know if it's like your own heartbeat or whatever, but it's almost like you can hear drumming, like, boom.
Oh my God, I would love.
I don't know
to
what
feel
that is, but it's
there's something
on
about
there's
that
something
land.
about
There's something
Yeah.
the petroglyphs,
Yeah.
the symbology,
Yeah.
the actual readings we've gotten from those swirls. I'm really interested. I want to talk
Yeah.
offline about that because
Yeah,
like, I'm
yeah,
my
yeah.
RF reader. You inspired me. You see, he has Trifield, which is like expensive. I went with a little bit cheaper model because I'm just starting. But hell, it's not just for him.
That's right.
For Buffon too.
That's right.
So,
Well,
so-
cool.
Cool.
Well,
We'll
awesome
talk
to have
later.
you here.
I'm
We're
so
gonna talk
excited.
later, and they're gonna go live. So check it
We're
out.
gonna go live all over the place, so check us out.
All right. Thanks.
Peace.
Do this? Yeah, all right. So I'm going to bring up the moderator for the panel. The moderator is from the debrief. If you guys are not following the debrief, you need to. Very Proud Media Agency, and I'm very proud to have as a moderator the editor, Micah Hanks. Come on up.
You guys right there. So we had an ascent of about 6 meters per second and made it to, I would say, approximately 43,000 kilometers, or sorry, 43 kilometers up, so 43,000 meters. The descent was much quicker, but luckily, our GPS unit survived, and we were able to find it in the middle of the mountains.
I've never seen it, but I've been around it. I've been around people who had seen it before me. So it's a very real phenomenon. Is it complete possession? No, it's not possession. Not complete possession, but it's partial possession. So Blavatsky, for those of
Yes. Mount Sun TV. And the Roosevelt area. They always write what they've seen it. Pick it up. The detectors know where to look for it. Well, they wrote